Hey everyone, this is Jairo from The Grind Fitness and welcome to my channel. On this channel, you're gonna learn how to take care of your body while we do this wonderful sport called Jiu-Jitsu. Everything from joint strength training classes to mobility classes, as well as yoga and many other professionals to teach you what is the best path for you and your Jiu-Jitsu journey. If you haven't already, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. You know what to do. Share this with somebody if you think this might help the community to be able to take care of their body for their journey on Jiu-Jitsu. Oos, guys. Hope to see you on the mat. Whoa, I'm way up there. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing today? Let me double check that my mic is working properly. Hello, yep, mic is working properly. Everything is going good. What's going on? So today we're going to do C.A.R.s real quick. It's just what's called controlled articular rotations. So if you don't know what C.A.R.s are, it's basically lubricant for your joint structure. So if you do learn this process, I would recommend doing this on a daily basis. What you're doing is you're giving the nervous system and the joint capacity as much information as possible to where you're kind of like rounding out the edges of your maximal joint capacity. Especially for us in Jiu-Jitsu, it's extremely important. So we're going to start with the neck. So just think, the majority of them, just think circle, except for the elbow and the knee. So whenever we're doing this, just what you want to try to think is that you're trying to carve out the biggest possible circle that you can with each individual joint. So the first thing we're going to do is the cervical or the neck. So what I want you to think double chin. From that double chin, I want you to then drop your chin down. Then you're going to rotate over to the left. You're going to dip the left ear back, and then you're going to come and bring it all the way around to the opposite side. Come back to neutral, then repeat. Double chin back, dip the chin down, rotate to the left, drop the left ear back, come all the way around, back to center, then repeat. Double chin, drop the chin. Now we're going to rotate to the right. Rotate to the right, dip the right ear back, come all the way around to the opposite side, and then again. Double chin, dip the chin or chin to the chest, rotate to the right, rotate all the way around, come back to the center. Moving on to shoulders. Very simple here. All you're going to do is think up, back, down, forward. Up, back, down, forward, up. Then you're going the opposite direction. Forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back, up. Beautiful. The next one's good. One of the harder ones, the knee, or excuse me, not the knee, the hip and the shoulder are usually the most difficult for most of us to kind of get. So what I want you to do is you're going to take the left hand, you're going to press it up against your thigh. You're going to take the right hand, you're going to straighten it like a karate chop. Straighten your arm, straighten your thigh. I want you to think that you're actively pressing your left hand against yourself so that you're keeping your core strong. From there, you're going to bring the arm into the front here until you hit whatever block. Everyone's degrees of motion is going to be a little bit different. Once you reach that, you're going to maximally internally rotate, and then you're going to come up. As you come up, you're going to continue that internal rotation as you come up and back. Now, if you notice, and you continue all the way around until your palm is facing away from you, back down to your thigh. If you notice, I'm not rotating my spine or asking my shoulder blade for help. Everything stays still. From there, you're going to reverse. You're going to extend back. You're going to bring your thumb up towards the ceiling as you rotate up and around, bringing it back to the front. And then you're going to repeat. Bring it in front, rotate down, continue rotating up all the way around till you go to the opposite side, then reverse, extend back, thumb up, bring it all the way around, come back to the front, Other side. So pressing the right hand there, karate chop with this one, stiffening left arm stiff, bring it in front, rotate down, bring it up and around. This side is hurt for me, so my range of motion on this side is quite different from the right side. Reverse. Just think that you're trying to do what's called axial rotation within your shoulder joint. We're trying to make as much movement within the joint capsule as we possibly can, and not asking our spine nor our shoulder blades for help. Then reverse. Last one. All the way around. Bring it in front. Beautiful. Next one is elbow C.A.R.s. I want you to pin your elbows to your side. The goal here, I don't know if you can see here, there's two bones in your forearm. What we're trying to do is we're trying to rotate one bone over the other. So we're trying to do this. The idea is not to ask your wrist or your fingers for help or your shoulders, or actually rotate at the actual shoulder here. So nothing is moving except that we're rotating our forearm over itself. So top bone over the bottom bone and vice versa. So just go back and forth a few times. Beautiful. Moving on to the wrist. Take the left hand, cup the right wrist. Same karate chop. And now we're going to extend our fingers down, bring our hand in, curl our hand up at the wrist level, extend out. Out is the hard part. Come down, in, up, out, down, pause, go the opposite direction. Out, up, in, down, out, up, in, and down. Switch to the opposite side, taking the right hand, grabbing the left wrist. Straight here, remember, the idea is not to move our fingers. The idea is to keep our hand as straight as possible and focus all the effort and all the movement on the wrist. Good. At the very beginning, what you want to do is do it in 4 parts. Switch directions. Because most of us don't have much control over our own wrist. So if you do it in 4 parts, it forces you to kind of really be thinking of which direction your wrist is moving. Beautiful. Shake that off real quick. Then you're going to hug yourself. The goal here is to not move your hip girdle. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a circular motion with our spine here. But the goal is to not ask our help from our hips. So our hips aren't moving. Our hips are strong. So I want you to think, what I tell everybody in my classes is think that someone's going to come in and punch you, and that flinch that you feel, that's the tension that you want to have in your midsection when you're doing most of these exercises to isolate each individual joint. So go ahead and hug yourself. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and flex down. You're going to then rotate to the right. You're going to drop the right shoulder back, and then you're going to come all the way to the opposite side. And then again, I apologize for that. Somebody was about to jump in the class unintentionally. And then repeat. Flex down, rotate to the right, dip the right shoulder back, and then make the biggest possible spine to the opposite side. And then again, dip down. This time we're going to then rotate to the left. Rotate to the left. Dip the left shoulder back. Come all the way around to the opposite side. And then again, flex down. Rotate to the left. Dip the left shoulder back and come all the way around to the opposite side again. And then back to center. Beautiful. Okay. The next one, you can either use like a wall or a chair. I'm going to use a chair just because of the camera. But I would recommend using the wall. Once you get more advanced, you can start using, these are like PVC pipes. You can use sticks to kind of help yourself kind of irradiate that punching thing that I was talking about, just so that you can have better tension. The more you're able to irradiate the rest of your body, the more we can isolate each individual joint. but it takes practice just like anything else. So just be mindful when you're doing that, that does actually happen. But for now, we're just going to use a chair, but you can also use the wall as well. Okay, so I'm going to go through it real quick because it's really hard to understand conceptually if you've never done it before. So the goal here is you're going to plant your left foot into the ground. From there, you're going to straighten the right leg. I want you to think that somebody has like a string attached to your heel, and they're kind of dragging your heel up. From there, you're going to then rotate to center. Then you're going to open up the knee and the hip girdle without actually rotating the hip girdle. So you're going to keep your hip girdle strong facing forward. So you're going to max that out. With most of us, we have to drop it about 10 or 15 degrees, okay? And then we're going to do internal rotation. So we're going to rotate at the hip level, okay, until we can't anymore. Then from there, we're going to then start kicking back into hip extension. Then you're going to come back to neutral. Then you're going to reverse. You're going to do hip extension, and then you're going to externally rotate until you come around to the front side, okay? So here we go. Put the weight into the left leg, drag that heel up, come to center, open up, internally rotate as we then kick all the way back into extension, and then repeat. Extend back, bring it around, back to the front, and again, up, center, open, internally rotate, until you come back to extension, back to neutral, hip extend back, externally rotate until you bring that leg all the way back around to the side. The better you get at this, the more intense it'll feel, the harder it gets. You'll be amazed on how, if you do this right by just adding like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 pounds to your ankle, this gets tremendously difficult. Yeah. Anyways. Now, same thing, opposite side. Put all the weight into your right leg. Drag that heel up. Come to center. Neutral. Open up. Internally rotate as we start to kick that heel back. Back to center. Reverse. Hip extension back. Externally rotate until we bring it around to the front. Then back to center. Then we got one more. Up. Neutral, open, internally rotate as we then extend back, and then reverse, extend back, externally rotate as we bring this around back to the front side. Awesome. So let me have a seat. Let me double check the camera angle because this next one's a little bit difficult for everybody to see. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, it's a little bit too high. Okay, so the goal here is to do rotation of the shin bone with the knee joint. So what I tell everybody is I try to tell everybody just so that you understand it conceptually. You're going to take your hands, you're going to grab your shin bone without moving your actual knee. You should be able to move your shin, and your hands will change directions. So the goal is not to move at the foot. The goal is to use your heel as like a pivoting point for you to kind of move your shin bone, okay? Once you got that, you're going to then bring it right underneath your right leg. You're going to gable grip yourself. Keep your toes curled. Then we're going to do the same motion. You're going to rotate in. You're going to extend up about 60 or 70%, rotate out, and then heel it down. And then you're going to repeat in, up, out, down. Then you're going to hold it out. You're going to go up, in, down, and then again, out, up, in, and down. That one's pretty simple. Same on this side. Left arm out underneath, gable grip, curl the toes, rotate in, go up, out, down, again, in, up, out, down, hold it out. You're going to go up, in, down, and then again, out, up, in, and down. Out of all the C.A.R.s, that's actually the hardest one for most of us to get because our knee is really designed to do what's called, it's a hinge joint. It's designed to do this. But the elbow is a little bit better to get, but basically the elbow and the knee is really difficult for us to make that. So it just takes practice just like anything else. Okay, now we're back to the right leg. So now what we're going to do is we're going to then reach right arm. You're going to kind of rear naked choke your own shin bone. Okay, so you're going to grab your shin bone. Right arm is going to grab your own forearm. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the biggest possible circle with our ankle. Now, the goal here is go slow and smooth. So what I try to tell everybody in my classes is think that there's a pen between your big toe and your second toe, and you're trying to write the biggest possible circle in front of you. Change direction. One more. Awesome. Switch sides. Left arm underneath. Grab your right forearm. Right hand grabs the left shin. And big circle. Nice and slow. Good. Change directions. Okay, the very last one. I'm going to change the camera angle even more. The very last one are what are called toe C.A.R.s. Okay? So what this is most of us, all of us, except for the people that do jiu-jitsu for a living, are in shoes most of the day. So shoes are really bad for your feet. So one of the things that happens is you lose dexterity and communication to your toes. So the best example that I tell everybody, the reason why you want to do this exercise is because imagine if I told you to wear gloves all day long on your hands every day. So like 10 hours of your day, you're wearing gloves. When you finally take the gloves off, your fingers don't know how to they don't understand where they are in space because of the actual glove cushioning. Okay, so same principle with your toes. So here we go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to practice communicating to our toes. So I want you to get all 10 toes up. Then you're going to put 4 toes down and keep the big toe up. 10 toes up, 4 down, keep the big up. Then you're going to switch 10 toes up. Now big toe down and keep the 4 up. 10 toes up, big toe down and keep the 4 up. Okay? Last one you're going to do is you're just going to basically splay your toes and you're going to try to start with the pinky. You're going to go pinky, ring, etc. until you get to your big toe. So 10 toes up, splay, and go 1 toe at a time as you then, almost as if you're kind of gripping the ground. And then 10 toes up and splay 1 toe at a time until all of them are down. And that's it, guys. The very last one that you did, the toe one, just so you know, it's more of a rep idea. So you got to kind of do quite a bit, quite often. You should be doing C.A.R.s every single day. The better you get at this, I'm not sure, we're about 15 minutes in, give or take. The better you get at it, it should only take you about 8 to 10 minutes in the morning. And I would recommend doing this on a daily basis, especially for us jiu-jitsu people, where usually all of our joints are under a lot of stress because of jiu-jitsu. So hope this helped, guys. If you haven't already, do me a favor, subscribe to this, share this with somebody. You know what to do. Keep in mind that all these classes are now donation-based, man. So any love would be greatly appreciated. All the details are in the description. Anyway, guys, hope to see you guys on the mat.